Well, the LDS Church released a statement on Friday. Yeah, because they really fucking should in this state about laws.
Sure. Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Which isn't not even a law yet. So let me explain what's going on here. There was a petition that went around in the state to have have medical marijuana placed as a ballot initiative this fall during the election.
Which holds no teeth, but it's still important that we sign it.
Yeah, and it reached the amount of votes that it needed. It got the number, not votes, but the signatures it needed to hit the threshold to be on the ballot this November.
It'll still be rejected by the legislature, but still do vote for it. Because it matters. It does matter.
One day, this legislature will have to do the will of the people one of these days.
Eventually, it'll happen. Yeah.
And so they have been sending people out door knocking. Kyle had an experience with this earlier today.
Yes, I did.
Where they're like the Utah Medical Association, the UMA or something like that.
It's not even
a real fucking
not
group.
Associated with anything.
Not associated with any medical association.
They're going, and people don't believe me when I say this shit. They're going door to door with lists of people that signed this petition for this to be a ballot initiative.
Oh, please.
And they're trying to convince them to take their signature off.
Yeah, because they get a month past the deadline. For signatures to try and get people to remove their signatures. What the fuck is that law?
That law is in place for people to be able to remove their signatures so that people who have changed their minds or who did not actually sign, but their names were put on the petition by somebody else, had a method to remove their name. That's why that's in place. These fuckers are abusing that. Not only that, but they abused the Freedom of Information request because petition information is available through a Freedom of Information request. You can get the names of everybody who has signed.
Good. I love everyone who's anti-marijuana to have my name and address. That's super neat.
Yeah, that's super awesome. So you can file that, but then these fuckers published the list. I mean, not publicly, but they published it to some select
their membership
Eagle Forum, and,
some organizations that are not exactly being honest about what they're doing with this information.
Yep.
So that's concerning and pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
And the information they're peddling is just...
And the LDS Church knows that this is going to become an event, like something that they're not going to be able to stop eventually. They're going to reach a point where they're going to have to go, okay, just like we do with alcohol, we'll permit it. Because honestly, Utah is one of the last holdouts of all the states around us, except for like Idaho, which I think they're probably on the same path as well, to having medical marijuana, at least being something you can have in the state.
Yeah.
Now, however, the LDS Church went to a law firm of Curtin McConkie, which is a LDS.
Yeah, they're
that handles most the legal matters of the church.
Yeah, it's the church's law firm. Yeah.
And so the 7-page document says that it addresses some of the legal issues raised by the initiative. And it also lists 31 items that include who is allowed to prescribe marijuana the way it is dispensed, and allowing those who suffer chronic pain to be included with those who need the drug's relief. So the church said in their statement here, the proposed medical marijuana initiative is a matter of great controversy in this state. Only to you Mormons. Only to the Mormons.
Actually,
you know what, Mormons?
It's not a great controversy. The majority of Utahns are for medical marijuana.
Right. But keep in mind, this is not an actual bill yet.
No,
it is a proposal. It doesn't matter. It would still have to be ratified and written and tweaked
signed by
the state legislature and the governor.
Here's the thing. Is that if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Just like gay marriage, Utah, you don't have to fucking get gay married if you're not marrying somebody of your own sex.
The right is authoritarian. It's authoritarian. They want control. That's all they fucking want.
All right, so the negative effects and consequences of marijuana use on individuals, families, and society at large are well known.
I disagree. No, they're nondescript.
No. There are also those who claim that it has medicinal benefits. Those who claim
that
it has medicinal benefits for those in some circumstances.
Yeah,
accordingly,
that's what medicinal means, that it's limited to some circumstances.
Yeah.
Accordingly, the church asked a Salt Lake City law firm for legal analysis of the proposed initiative to be done.
They
or
asked
to be submitted
their law firm. This law firm has one client.
The law firm's memorandum with its analysis follows. The memorandum raises grave concerns, blah, 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 blah. So here's what the first concerns listed that they have here. Under the initiative, those seeking to use medical marijuana would be required to get a card from a physician.
Right. Okay.
Like
that is good
else.
for 6 months and allows them to purchase 2 ounces of marijuana every 14 days.
That's
that's more generous than that's more generous than my ability to purchase my allergy medicine.
2 ounces is a lot. Guys, that's
a
lot of pot, man. The first concern listed, and the one that appears in subsequent bullet items, is that some citizens who are granted medicinal marijuana cards will be allowed to grow their own plants if they live more than 100 miles away from a cannabis dispensary. Which in this gigantic fucking ginormous state, why not? Why not let them grow it instead of making them fucking
100 miles is distance.
Yeah.
And also, it should be more generous than my allergy medicine because it's easier to overdose on my allergy medicine than it is marijuana.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's easier to do just about anything because it's fucking impossible to overdose on marijuana.
Disagree. It's just the overdose symptoms are not usually that they're usually not fatal or that damaging, and fatal overdose of marijuana.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a fatal overdose. But yeah,
so let's talk about some
you can get too much.
You can get too hot.
Let's talk about some of their other objections here. Number one, marijuana will be sold through dispensaries, not pharmacies.
So
why? Why do they have a problem with that? Why?
I thought they liked the free market. I thought they were all about the free market.
Oh, no. They don't give a shit about the free market.
No, they're
authoritarian.
Yeah. Cannabis sales records must be destroyed after 60 days. Why do you need anything beyond that?
There's no reason to. There's no real reason for them to be.
Except for to demonize black men who get shot by police.
Yeah. Card holders will be able to get free samples of marijuana. Why not? I mean, what is your problem?
That's very nice. Very, very, very nice. But you know what? If you got rid of that, which I'm pretty sure
Did they think people are just getting like stoned off their head off free samples? Is that what they think is happening?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that if this actually went up to if this were voted through, that would be struck from it because that's what they can do.
And we can't get free samples in the state of liquor fucking anywhere anyway. So.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think anybody would be heartbroken about that. But honestly, you know what?
Honestly,
I think that's one of those proposals they put into this bill going, they're going to strike stuff. If this goes through, there are going to be things that they are going to eliminate. So we need to give them some things to eliminate.
And also, I thought you were about the free market. People should be able to have the choice, right? They shouldn't have to invest in something they don't know if they want to buy.
Yeah.
They also object to people that have chronic pain being eligible to be card holders, stating that large numbers of Utahns will likely qualify for medical cannabis cards if that's the case.
Right.
Because there's a lot of fucking people in pain, and opioids are not the answer to long-term pain management.
Dangerous.
If you're in chronic pain, you should have the option. That's the
create
point.
The illness and then they offer the cure. You see, the thing is that people who are in chronic pain and then get addicted to opioids because they're highly addictive are going to feel shame. They're going to feel shame for their addiction, which no one should feel shame over an addiction for. And the LDS Church wants to profit off that shame because they offer a cure for that shame, which they don't because they reinforce shame as a thing that you should feel ashamed about. And
let's have that private meeting with your bishop and tell him where you've been touching yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go back to that.
But the thing is that with marijuana usage, there's a lot less shame because it's just pain management at that point.
It's a plant.
It's a plant. And the thing is that once you're out of pain, it's really easy to just not.
Yeah. And they have a problem with the fact that those with criminal backgrounds who have medical conditions can still medically qualify to be card holders.
Oh, wow. It's almost like they're still people. It's almost like they're still people.
Yeah, it's almost like they're human beings who deserve medical treatment.
Yeah.
The church doesn't care if they can buy guns or not, though.
No.
Of course not.
Hey, if that person has a criminal background and they go to the doctor and they have a headache, are they still going to be able to get Motrin? I mean, they're still going to be able to get Motrin, right?
It's about shame. It's about utilizing their shame. It's about utilizing their shame because they prey on vulnerable parties. And one of the things people can be vulnerable with is shame over, say, a criminal history.
Yeah. They have a problem with the fact that patients are allowed to get cards with just one visit to a physician.
I think that should be between the patient and the physician.
And the doctor.
Don't
hey,
you
how
think?
about that? Oh, and even if they wanted to make it just slightly more annoying, which I fucking hate the fact that we have to do this in our state, where you have to go see a general practitioner first before you can get referred to a specialist.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
it's stupid.
It sucks.
But we got to do it sometimes.
But you know what? You know what people with chronic pain would do? Whatever the doctor tells them they need to do in order to get help.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how about we just leave that private? Let's just go ahead and leave
that
private.
We should. Yeah.
Let's see. Physicians cannot be prosecuted for criminal activity marijuana users engage in.
Why would they be?
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
They want to punish the physicians who allow the people that commit crimes. They want to punish the physicians for the crimes of the marijuana smokers.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Can physicians be prosecuted because of
opioids?
what people on Ambien do, what people on Vicodin do, or Oxycontin,
Viagra?
What we're going to start seeing is marijuana commercials. Side effects may include a life of crime because they have to put it in the fucking side effects. So even though it's not, that's the thing. That's why they also have may include death. You know, like, oh, I don't think I want to take that medication.
My pupper's mad that I'm still up. He's like,
let's see. They have a problem with the fact that it allows minors to use medical marijuana
if they need it.
The medical part is the distinguisher there.
That's the thing.
Oh yeah, we keep forgetting this is medicinal marijuana. Yeah. This isn't, but they think they're going to think like
recreational.
They're going to think like the whole California thing where you just you go to the doctor and say, I have stress. And here's some weed,
Oh, but here's the thing is that
actually works though.
It does because the risk factor is so low with marijuana that allowing people who just have stress, even though marijuana might not actually help treat stress, quote unquote stress, let's say an abusive situation, marijuana is actually not treating that. In fact, there's no evidence that it's detrimental or beneficial. It's just what it is. But you just have stress. The risk factor is so low that you are making sure people who do need it and are inarticulate are getting it. Because the side effects are minimal.
Negligible.
Yeah.
The next one they have a problem with is that Utah will have to recognize medical marijuana card holders from other states.
Oh.
Hey,
what difference does it make?
You guys realize that, and I'm going back to guns, and I realize that guns, Second Amendment, whatever the fuck you want to bring up, that's fine. When it comes to concealed carry permits, guess where most people buy their permits from?
Where does it say in
Utah, because it works in other fucking states.
Where does the Constitution say that medicine is restricted state by state, though?
Absolutely nowhere. But I think I get the feeling that that's another one of those low-hanging fruits that can get chopped.
But also, almost all the other states around us already.
They're going to have to deal with the problem that it's going to be rolling into this state like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. They have a problem with the dispensaries they can only be 600 feet away from schools and churches. Only 600 feet from schools and churches. And for people listening outside of Utah, you might not realize how fucking hard that is. Because
it's so hard.
Churches are fucking everywhere. Same with schools. So
it's basically going to be in the shady parts of town is what it's going to be, where the LDS church is sparse.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to put this one out by the old Fuddruckers in West Valley City. Oh, wait, let's put it in the Valley Fair Mall. There you go. Local folks will enjoy that joke. Anyway, immigrants who rely on medical marijuana could harm immigration status, it says here.
How?
They have a problem with that. Immigrants who rely on medical marijuana could harm immigration status.
What is that? That's not a sentence. That's not
even a complete KUTV, you did a bad job there. Quit writing shit out there by Sinclair. Come on. And the last one that it has on the list of things here that they have problems with is that lawmakers will be reluctant to make further laws considering marijuana used and will choose to instead respect the will of the people. They have a problem with that.
What the fuck? What the fuck? They would instead rely on the will of the people. They would instead rely on the will. They would instead
representative democracy.
That's their fucking job. That's their actual fucking job. Is to rely on the will of the people. And if the will of the people is shit, barring right. If the will of the people is shit, that's how we work. Like, if the will of the people is to use
nothing about marijuana,
fossil fuels, like, then fine. You can't just outlaw fossil fuels if the majority of people are like, no, we want fossil fuels. Like, you just can't.
Nothing in the Constitution says anything about marijuana or certain types of medicine or anything. So it's not going to be anti-constitutional to have medical marijuana. And we have so many other states around us that have this. And they don't like that. The LDS Church does not. They like to be the fucking odd duck. They like to be the ones that are going to be the last fucking holdout for everything. Like, them having members of their church not being able to have priesthood until the early 80s.
The LDS Church really hates choices, though. They really, really, really hate choices, and they hate a society that embraces choices like gender identity or women working or gayness. Because if a society accepts gayness, then they have less control. See, the less that a culture demands of an individual to conform, then the less a church can exploit those controls of a culture.
Absolutely.
And
so, I mean,
culture's going way less control.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me that right there in fucking black and white lettering that they're mad that they're people that they have paid for to be in these positions of power, because 70% of the fucking legislature is LDS, and that's not representative of what the actual state is. And they're getting mad because
I thought it was 90% of the culture.
It might be 90. I'm trying to give them a little bit.
I think it's closer to 90. Yeah,
it's definitely above 90 of the legislature is LDS.
Yeah, and that's not how our state's
no, not even close.
Our state is, I want to say, 65% LDS.
And dropping.
Salt Lake,
and
dropping. And Salt Lake is less than 50% LDS.
Yeah,
but
County, gerrymandering,
not just the city, Salt Lake County.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
so it's just basic. It's transparent right there. We don't like the fact that you guys have a will that we don't like, and we're gonna make ourselves fucking known. We're gonna let you know we're not okay.
We're gonna say something, even if it's screaming into the void.
Exactly. So I really wish the LDS Church would get the fuck out of our politics in this state.
They're not
going to.
Yeah.
Never will.
So it's left up to outcasts like us to say some shit.
Yeah. And I've been railing against these people. Like, I had one of these guys came to my door this morning, and it did not go well for him. I mean, it started off with, hey, are you confirmed who I was? And I said, yeah. And he told me who he was from, and okay, yeah, I know why you're here. He's like, so you signed this petition? I said, yeah, I did. Because I wanted to. He's like, well, so you're familiar with the bill? I said, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Because I read it.
Medical. I didn't even have to read it. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I
this is the ballot initiative to legalize medical marijuana in the state. I went,
Right, and then I pointed it out. I said, "Yeah, I am." And you guys do realize that this is just the petition to get it on the ballot so people can vote for it or against it.
Well, we don't think they should be. They shouldn't have that ability.
And then he kind of started to go, and I said, no. I said, you guys are being completely dishonest. This is very disingenuous. I do not appreciate it. This is not okay. And then I stopped. I said, you know what? Never mind. You can just fuck off.
Yes! Oh, Kyle, I love you.
And he's like backing off my porch, like, oh, I didn't want to say, no, this is not okay. You should not be doing this. This is people signed this petition because they want to be able to vote on it, and what you're doing is not okay, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Assholes.
I would go, oh, please explain to me where you're coming from. And then I'd let them talk themselves into a trap, and I'd say, oh, are you fucking telling me? Are you fucking telling me that you want people in chronic pain to be addicted to opioids? Because that's what you're fucking saying right now. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you actually want? He'd be like, I don't know.
They don't pay me enough to know this stuff.
I'm like,
no, this organization, the church, their position is, no, we want to let our state representatives make this decision. Not you, not you.
State representatives, because they own them.
Yep. And they're going to come down hard on them, too. They're going to be like, 90%. You either make this disappear, or we're going to not give you any fucking campaign funds through our multiple shadow fucking organizations and businesses and shit, and never come to the Alta Club again.
Oh, yeah, they don't. No, the Alta Club is actually...
Joking.
Yeah, the Alta Club is absolutely not LDS. In fact,
I'm just making a joke. Just skull and bones kind of thing.
They only allowed LDS members before women, in fact.
Yeah. All right, so, yeah, Utah... Fucking pitchforks and torches if they keep doing shit like this. We need to let these people know who's boss. We really do.